Right, the other big game, of course, is Friday night. It's probably the match of the round between Collingwood and the Western Bulldogs. Certainly the match of the round for me, that's for sure. But let's go now to Jeremy Howe, who joins us in his house. Jeremy, thanks for joining us tonight, mate. Just tilt that camera down a bit. I can't quite get those sponsors. That's it. Thank you very much. Get the sponsors in shot. Howie, to follow up Caro's statement there as a question, have you got any idea what it's going to be like to play in front of no one against the Doggies in the match of the round?
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, Ed. The closest thing you can do is literally almost we obviously have main training sessions quite regularly in front of not many people, but you probably asked after the forwards. I don't know who they tend to look to, their teammates or the crowd more often than not. But look, it's going to be a different experience. One that the players are well aware of, and it's going to be interesting, but looking forward to it because footy's back, so can't wait.
What about when you take a screamer, mate? What's it going to be like and there's no crowd?
You'll make enough noise for everyone.
I'll still probably hear you, I reckon, Ed.
Josh's paddock.
So, we'll have to wait and see.
So, Jeremy, as much as you know it's going to be a challenge, as the group sat down, the leadership group, and said, this is how you need to prepare for this. It's going to be polar opposite to anything you're used to. How are you mentally going to get your head around it?
Yeah, I think it's just, it's almost, you can almost treat it as like an interstate game, really. You got to create, you want to create your own atmosphere, and, it's going to be a game of momentum, and clearly, the crowd have pretty big influence on how loud and they create that kind of momentum at times. But the team that can handle it the best, the team that prepare the best, generally going to get the results. And
it's a great analogy from Collingwood. Great analogy, the interstate. You always tend to perform well with
Well, the
that
only
crowd.
difference is you actually might get a free kick as well, so there you go.
And Jeremy, great to see a debutant also for the Magpies in Tyler Brown, which will be fantastic coming up this week. But Jeremy, just on the uncertainty going into the game, do you think it'll affect some players with the build-up and the way it's been more so than others?
Probably, I don't. Potentially something that clearly we've all been thinking about. We've been trying to prepare as business as usual, but as everyone's well aware that the situation is quite fluid and it has been changing almost like on an hourly rate. So we've been preparing to play, but also, there's that chance that we might get it pulled away from us. So we've trained as per normal. We've looked at the Doggies as per normal. So we're as prepped as we can be and ready to take it on to Friday night.
Are you frightened about your financial situation like so many Australians are now?
Definitely not. I think we're in a privileged position to be able to do what we do. I feel, you think about all the people that are really struggling and potentially going to lose jobs, and, the economy clearly taking a massive hit, and it's really sad to see. Even just going to the local shops and that around the local areas, it's quite devastating. So we're in a fortunate position. We'll survive, but what we can do is play footy and try to put a smile on people's faces and keep moving forward like I think everyone wants us to.
So because of that, do you reflect as to whether footy is important now, Jeremy, as maybe it was to you 2 weeks ago, and the quest for another premiership?
Well, footy's always important. I think it's just as important for the fans at the moment. We want to try and give people something to watch.
No, but for you personally.
Personally, I think footy's always been good, but family is probably what comes first. I still think about all my people back home that are still working, normal jobs and stuff, and how that can affect them. And footy's clearly it is important, but family and friends are probably the top of the tree, and then footy and premierships probably come second.
All right, well, I might get you to have a think about that one and get that sorted out as you go, Jeremy. Mate, congratulations on being in the leadership group, and thank you for joining us tonight, mate. We know that we called late because we wanted to get a seasoned campaigner onto the show to talk about it. Good luck on Friday night, mate. We really appreciate it.
Cheers for having me, guys.
Good on you, mate. Jeremy Howe, what a superstar. He is the guy that, it doesn't matter there's no crowd there, everyone watches to see what Jeremy Howe does when he plays.
You love him. He's a highlight package. I think he was a rookie list player from Melbourne out of Tasmania. And as I was sitting here, I think he actually had done an apprenticeship, so he can go back on the tools. He broke out the toolbox.
Hopefully you'll be right.